Good morning all. Welcome to a really baking hot Australia. It's I've just walked in actually, and it's there. It's about 33 degrees at the moment. Yesterday was up to 42 degrees, which was pretty intense. I love the heat, as you know, but even for me, it was a little bit hot and sweaty. I'm glad to be at work now because the aircon's on, it's lovely and cool, and it's a relief. We do have aircon at home, but my God, I mean, I won't put it on that much because it costs a lot of money. It's a bit like central heating back in the UK. I use it sparingly, and I have to because of the expense. But when it's on, it's okay. It works-ish. Not as good as here, obviously. So we're expecting another really hot day today. It's going to be what, 41, 42 plus. And I think it's going to be the same for the rest of the week. And I'm not sure what's happening next week, but it's probably more of the same, as it generally is in Australia at this time of year. So there you go. Wish me luck. Over the last few days, I had a message from a friend who I used to work with, whose other half passed away. Now, I knew him very well. He was lovely, really lovely guy. And it really did upset me. Now, I worked at this pub in Portsmouth between 2018 and 2022 with this lovely lady called Julie. And when she messaged me to tell me, it was a bit of a shock, because although I now live in Australia, I still feel quite connected to Portsmouth, especially that area of Portsmouth, Fratton. And I look back on that time with real fondness. There was Julie, Liz, Lil, Mary worked there for a short period of time as well. Selena. Now Selena, like Julie, would knock you out given half a chance. So if you cause any problems, you're gone. And she would make sure you were gone. They were tough. Now when I look at the women I worked with in this pub, they were literally hard as nails, really were. Did they scare me? No, of course they didn't. I loved every single one of them, you know. Then of course there was Dave. Now Dave is a landlord, and I know he was a little bit hesitant at first with me because I'm gay, working in a backstreet pub in Fratton. It's not the most salubrious area in the world. I don't think there's that many sensitive homosexuals working in such pubs. Possibly there is, I don't know. And I don't think he knew how to take me at first, which is fine. And I think in the end, we became pretty good mates, and I love him to bits. I really do. He's lovely, and he's one of those people who is genuine. What you see with Dave is literally what you get. He's a genuine guy, and miss him. I miss all of those people. So even though I am living in Australia, the love for that area of Portsmouth is still really deep within me. I was probably, in fact, with certainty, I could say I was probably the worst bar person in the world. Julie, Selena and all the rest of them were barmaids. Now look, it's not the correct pronunciation these days. You're supposed to say bar person, but no, they were barmaids. Simple. That's who they were. And they were proud of that, really, really proud of it. And as an outsider, as I was, arriving from Spain and looking in at this close-knit circle, I could see, and I judge people. I don't. I look at people. I people watch, and I work people out, and you could see how proud of their roots that they were, and that was wonderful to see. I wasn't the same, My roots are somewhat different, and I don't really have that close connection as all these people do. The locals in the pub were, again, at first quite hesitant, and I don't think they knew how to take me. They really didn't, and it was quite funny at times. But towards the end, we had some great memorable times, and the banter we had was amazing. And I miss every single one of them, and they were all amazing characters. They all had a story to tell. I think the one thing that got me through was not drinking. It's bizarre, but my time in Portsmouth is a bit of a contradiction. I think I fit in quite well. I'm a Pompey lad. I was born in Pompey way back when, and I'd never lived there. So although I was born there, I'd never lived there. I lived in a little suburb outside. So I'd never lived in the gritty Fratton lanes, and it's a fondness that I think I will take with me forever. The people are the loveliest, the most genuine. They will tell you like it is. I was messaging someone only, a few days ago from there, who keeps in contact as well. And when you work behind a bar, you're a little bit flirtatious. And yeah, I was flirtatious with gentlemen as well as ladies. It's just what you do. It's just part of the job. It's probably completely frowned upon now, but they were happy times. And of course, then there was COVID, so the pub was shut down, and that was the lifeblood of the community. And this goes across the board with all pubs and venues that were shut during COVID times. It was a sad time, because there are the regulars that used to frequent the Newcome, that they need that connection with other people, and they weren't getting it. Now, I know a lot of the bar staff were sort of dropping food round to the older residences who basically just had no contact with the outside world. And governments can shut countries down, but they don't think about the consequences of their actions. My view at the time was shut down harder, but since you realise what happened and the mental health issues that transpired, you realise that so many mistakes were made, not only here in Australia, but also in United Kingdom especially. The world shut down, and really, should the world have shut down? I actually don't believe it should have done now. I've changed my mind completely. That virus, I was saying to someone yesterday, that virus is still there. We're not shutting down. People still get ill. I still get it. I've had hundreds of vaccinations. I've lost count how many I've had. So the memories were brought flooding back over the last few days about people that I hold in high regard. I really do. And yes, the worst barman, bar person, whatever you want to call me, barmaid in the whole world, probably. Which started off when I was in Spain. So I worked for a bar out there, and let's just say I wasn't made for working in Spain. I'm quite happy to retire in Spain, but working in Spain is another matter. So, you know, I was happy to work behind a bar to earn some money. The money in that part of the world is minuscule. When you compare it to the wages I earn now, it's probably, my God, blimey, a fifth of what I earn now. Actually, no, it's probably about an eighth. It's ridiculous, the money I was paid. But that's what it was like in Spain. And I enjoyed working behind the bar there as well. And it's interesting because a lot of the friendships that I made at that time, I still have from those I met whilst working. And that's the same in Portsmouth. I dabbled in cooking, I dabbled in teaching, I had my own business. Gosh, how many jobs have I done? I've done so many different jobs, it's untrue. Woolworths was my first, civil servant thereafter, university, and then went downhill. Really, I should have stayed a civil servant, but I would not have met the people I've met and had such a wonderful, varied, versatile life, because it has been. I can turn my mind to most things, but really, I am a manager. That's my role in life. I manage people. Having said that, I still miss working behind the bar. Now, when I heard from Julie about her partner dying, it got me thinking, get back behind the bar, go and do some bar work. And I have a couple of days off a week, and I'm seriously thinking about maybe, you know, I might go back and work behind the bar. I'm a little bit old for it now, to be honest. Grey hair, bald head, and you know, I'm old. But you know, like, there might be some place that wants some old guy serving their customers in the worst manner possible. Who knows? Who knows? When people pass, especially those you haven't seen for a while, I think it means more because I haven't seen them and because they've kind of been in here and I haven't been around them. I remember them a lot more. It's like when you see someone after X number of years and you pick up from where you left off, it becomes really, really important, that relationship that you have. And it's the same now. I hadn't seen Bill for a long, long time. And we weren't buddies, mates, chums, but he was a delightful character who I had time for, respect, and love for. He's one of the ones who, I'm a great hugger. It's like with Dave, my manager at the Newcome. I used to often say, oh, come on Dave, give us a hug. And he used to hate it. He actually liked it in the end, he was fine. In fact, when I left, he's the one who said, give us a hug. Bill was a bit like that, so hated it, but that used to make me do it even more. And Bill was really cuddly anyway, so I loved him. I loved them all, and I missed them all. And I know Bill will be given a good send-off, and rightly so. He was a big part of Fratton life, really, and his history goes back many, many years. I did send a little gift to his other half, Julie, just to say I'm thinking of her. And she played a pivotal role in my life and became a really, really good friend. She gave me lots of advice, especially during difficult times. And her opinions mattered. And I always took on board what she said because I needed that advice. Look, I was living in Portsmouth and my husband was in Australia, especially during COVID, where he couldn't leave and I certainly couldn't go there. He was caring for his mother with cancer. So we were separated for quite a number of years. And I mean, during that time, those 4 years in Pompey, you know, it was quite a roller coaster ride. It was not easy. But the people I actually worked with made it a happy time, whether it was working in the supermarket at Tesco or cancer research or the Newcome. These people were instrumental in keeping me straight and narrow, but they kept me in a happy place, and that is really important, and that's why I miss them. Don't have that here at all, so we don't have that contact with friends in the same way, which makes those people back home in the UK even more important. So yeah, today it's a little bit philosophical. Bill had a great life, and he was a good man. Julie's good too. They're all good. They're all great people. For want of better words, really. And so I even dreamt about all of them last night as well, which is lovely. Really nice. So it will be one of the first places that I see when I return back to the UK to visit my father, and I will make sure that I will pop in there and say hi and pick up from where I left off, really. Lots of love to Julie. Hopefully she'll have a listen to this, watch it. Lots of love to everyone at the Newcome, especially at the moment, and loves you all. That's it. End. Fin. I've got to get to work and sort myself out. Take care. Ciao.